Oh, watch wrestling, you will. WWE Raw wrap up. It's Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitters, ready to talk pro wrestling. WWE Raw in particular, the rage in the cage, or the punches in the cage, or the chaining of the cage of the cage. Mad Mike out of Poughkeepsie, Texas is what?
Close.
Oh no,
real close, Sorg. It's Poughkeepsie, Texas. Really close. Really close.
Poughkeepsie, New York. Poughkeepsie, New York.
We had cruisers and we had weights.
Oh my. Let's talk about that. So I know, Mike, you haven't watched the entirety of Raw, but you watched a good bit of the highlights. I imagine you stuck around for the entirety of that cruiserweight title match, or I'm sorry, that cruiserweight fatal 4-way match. Number one contender.
I literally fast forwarded through every other match so I could watch that match.
Good man.
I fast forwarded through Bayley and Sasha as a team, so you know how badly I want to see the cruiserweights. And oh man, they did not disappoint.
So the first question that was going to come out of this, we have seen these cruiserweights destroying things on NXT, on the Cruiserweight Classic, in the feature match on the Cruiserweight Classic finale, in the Indies, in the
on
interim,
ROH and Super Indie,
on Ring of Honor. Well, yeah. I was mostly speaking more interestingly, but even more recently at Chikara's King of Trios, including one gentleman that was on tonight. So
the gift that Chikara tweeted out during the match was amazing. Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
It was Cedric Alexander, Johnny Gargano, and Drew Gulak all hitting pedigrees at the same time.
Yes, that's the point in the match where they yelled, "Let's show them what we learned, guys!" and pulled out that and a 5-knuckle shuffle and a Dudley Boyz was up. It doesn't get much better than that, and they had so much fun with it. I love that. And again, a guy like Cedric Alexander, who we've had on the Indie Mayhem show last year, who was a part of Super Indie 14 last year, now is 120 pounds lighter. I didn't realize we had our boy Rob do a highlight video of Cedric, of his 2 matches they had on Super Indie last year. And man, he did lose some weight. Wow. and it's looking good. So again, go back to the question is, listen, we saw all that stuff. We've seen these guys in their prime, in their element, in smaller arenas. It just happened on Raw, which is the biggest audience for a match like this for these guys, in arena and on television. Did it hold up?
Oh yeah, very much so. Very much so. It wasn't a perfect segment. I had a few gripes. Mick Foley being one of them.
Foley had some trouble tonight.
He's had a lot of trouble for the past couple weeks, just talking like a person.
Man, I always worry about that because I've never seen it on TV since in any capacity, but I just remember doing a promo with him back in like 2011, and seeing him kind of having the work at it. But again, I was like, hey, can you just say these things real quick on camera for this thing that's coming up? I was for some other promotion that he's a part of, and I saw a little bit of the hesitancy and everything, and I was like, oh, he must be fine because he was on Raw and he does great, right? I don't know. Maybe it's because he's on a regular basis or something, and maybe it's wearing on him a little bit.
I'm not sure if he's just out of practice or if it's just one too many shots to the head. Like if he just shouldn't be out there in something that isn't pre-taped.
But yeah, was it too much? Was it too much? I wonder. And I mean, yeah, you always wonder about it. I hope WWE takes care of Mick. You know what I mean? In the long run on this thing. So I don't want to go too much on that, but other than that, like the match was amazing. I thought
the match was fantastic. My only question is, why didn't we have TJ Perkins on Raw?
That was weird because I was watching the Raw pre-show because I demanded that I do to myself because I want to see my Lita. And yeah, they interviewed him and said, yeah, debuting, and they kept saying that when we come, you'll be the champion when we come on Raw on Monday. And everything like that, which is true on paper, yeah. But I thought we'd get something of him. You know what I mean? I think
he should have sat on commentary. I thought that was the whole reason we put the belt on TJ Perkins, so it's like someone who could cut a promo.
Either way, we'll see him at Clash of Champions this weekend. So I mean,
I can't believe it's already another pay-per-view, Sorg.
You're gonna get that. Yeah. And then we're gonna do a show, and then we're gonna be like, "Hey, it's already another pay-per-view." And then we'll do another show, and you'll say, "Oh, it's already another pay-per-view," and you'll be like, "You know what? I got so many pay-per-views to watch," and then
you know what?
I got 3 seasons of Lucha Underground, and I might start watching Ring of Honor again because it was so amazing Friday. What problems we have.
At least from No Mercy for SmackDown, they have a whole month and a half before their next solo pay-per-view.
For No Mercy?
Yeah, No Mercy is the next SmackDown pay-per-view. Then there's not another SmackDown only pay-per-view till December.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're only but still.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. There's Hell in a Cell and there's Survivor Series in between.
December Roadblock right here in Pittsburgh, by the way. But that's not what we're talking about. Cruiserweight's off to a great start. Brian Kendrick. I think makes sense because he's the known factor, and not even for. I mean, keep in mind, other than Brian Kendrick, maybe even him in a lot of places, nobody knows who the heck these other 3 guys are. Right?
Can we talk about the name change for his finish?
Oh, what they changed it to? It was the bully choke, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you're on Raw. You can't be a bully.
Nope.
You can't be a bully unless you're a face. Unless you're Roman Reigns, you can absolutely be a bully as long as no one says it. But yeah, they called it the Captain's Hook. Really? Come on. We couldn't think of anything else.
I feel like he came up with that.
I mean, he probably did, but out of how many different names? He probably had a list of 30 different things, and they're like, Captain's Hook, that sounds good.
Listen, if we get the Cruiserweights coming up, and the only thing that we have to complain about is they changed the name from something that was obviously something that's not very PC to begin with, yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're doing fine. Okay, let's get to the rest of Raw. Of course, we had a steel cage match.
For no reason.
No, there were reasons. The steel cage is what happens when everybody interferes, and you want to make sure nobody interferes anymore.
Hey, you know what? If that's true, why didn't Mick Foley do it last week?
Because you take out the steel cage. You don't just throw a steel cage out there. There was a reason last week to do it. And apparently there was probably a good football game on tonight.
Sorg, people interfered.
Yeah, after the match.
I don't...
Listen,
I'm not
saying it's a foolproof logic. Just like we get a tweet from Miss Jen Carlins of the Matthew and Jennifer Carlins Foundation for Podcast Betterment, our friends on the Patreon, asking because they locked the cage, they locked the door, which is a very 1980s heel thing to do. I thought that was pretty great. And she asked, lock the door to the cage. Can't the cage still be lifted? And in case you didn't know, I had a response to this and I lost it. In case you didn't know, obviously, I lost my tweet because I don't know how Twitter works. Where did it go?
Twitter. But Jen Carlin must be loving this because Seth Rollins came to the aid of Roman Reigns for no reason.
No. Well, first of all, I want to say the cage couldn't be listed because of unions. And the process to do that. Oh, it's time to do something. Apparently, thank you. We're going to stop that. Due to unions and safety checks in order to do so aren't that speedy to raise a cage. You just can't hit a button and raise a cage. You know that, right? Remember that time we almost killed Seth Rollins with the cage when he tried to slip it underneath?
To be fair, that's when it was lowering.
Listen, it's still reasons, okay? Now there are more safety checks, Why do you have to take off your shoes? Some jackass tried to blow up shoes. Why can't we raise the cage? Because Seth Rollins almost died one time, okay? It doesn't need to make sense.
Okay. No, it does.
And steel cage logic does not need to connect, okay?
Sorg, you tell me wrestling doesn't need to make sense after you marathon Lucha Underground.
Oh, we'll see.
Because everything makes sense.
It doesn't need to make sense, but it's so wonderful and payoff when it does. But anyways, all right, let's roll around to this. We had a cage match. We had that. Now, wait, so we're mad because Seth Rollins came to his aid?
Yeah, why?
It's the facification of Seth Rollins.
So, yeah, but there is no reason that Seth would save Roman. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever. It's not like they had a moment backstage in the faceification of Seth Rollins. They have not had any interaction other than beating each other up.
Isn't it more Seth doesn't want to see Kevin and Rusev get one over because he just had interactions with Rusev earlier in the day, early in the episode. So it's more a kind of connecting those dots back around about him and Kevin.
I don't think so. Because if that was the case, he would have pulled Owens out of the cage.
Anyways.
I mean, I know you want to move on, but it doesn't make any sense. If that was Sami Zayn, I could even maybe understand that. Because Rollins and Zayn have no interaction. Rollins and Reigns? Come on. There's no reason for him to do it.
I think it's perfectly sound that they did it. I think in some cases they make well, we want the last thing you see to see the guy that's in the title match doing a big splash on Raw. You know what I mean?
You know what? Then put the guy in the title match in the main event.
It wasn't a title match.
But put Seth Rollins in it then. Like, there was so much that doesn't make sense about this whole Raw. Like, what is Mick Foley tells Seth Rollins that he doesn't want him to interfere in last week's main event, right?
Right.
Seth Rollins interferes.
No, he doesn't.
No, in last week.
Right.
So Seth Rollins' punishment for interfering last week is he still gets his title match. And not only that, the guy he's going up against gets to get beat up in a cage by Roman Reigns for a half hour. That's not punishing Seth.
But if you look at the other way, so he got to take on Rusev, which is a challenging. Hell, he's a U.S. champion. He's been putting people away. He's been crushing, very Bulgarian-like to these people. And then Seth. And as far as the other side, Kevin and Rollins get to settle their beef that didn't get finished cleanly last week by putting it in a cage, and it did. And then all hell breaks loose.
We'll have to agree to disagree.
I think you're looking wrestling as the ring is half full.
No, I'm thinking about it. I'm watching and observing and thinking. But anyway, we will move on.
Listen, trust me. This doesn't have as gaping holes as the last season of Doctor Who does that kept me awake last weekend.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
No.
That gaping hole is when Roman Reigns opens his mouth for a spear. Anyway. Let's move on.
Let's see. We got the women, of course, tag match earlier in the night. So that was a nice spot for them.
Sorg, you are overlooking something about the women. We have a women's title match on Sunday, and oh man, is it going to be great. Yeah,
it's a triple threat.
Yeah, it wasn't a triple threat last week. That's new. We are one last kicker short of one of the greatest NXT women's matches of all time.
Yes, I look forward to that. I figured the four shoulders would have rolled around, but they're going to give you a week to sit on that. You know, remember when they don't resolve things? Sometimes maybe they just want you to sit and talk.
Yeah, remember when they don't? Like why Seth Rollins would rescue Roman Reigns?
Yeah, maybe that'll be explained next week, so you can sit on and you're on a podcast asking questions about it, and they'll talk about it on we'll talk about it on the pre-show in front of Clash of the Champions, in front of Raw next week, saying, "Man, why did he come out? He's not a fan of that guy."
Sorg, I will bet you 50,000 Mayhem points it's never addressed.
I think I'll be. I don't know. I think I've already made my case for that. The women are going to be awesome. Dana. What somebody tweeted? It was either Wrestling with Subtitles or a fans podcast that tweeted that Dana is that person that in school that raised her hand and says, "Didn't we have homework over the weekend?"
Awesome.
That was the best explanation of Dana Brooke tonight. I love that
Dana's the person that tells the substitute teacher there was supposed to be a pop quiz today.
Man, Dana Brooke went from like super jock bodybuilder chick on NXT to the tiny, like scrappy, exactly what we described on Raw, and it's just so fantastic.
Sorg, you know how exactly that happened, right?
She got kicked in the head by Asuka.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just changed it. It's like getting hit on a coconut. It's like getting hit on the head of a coconut. It's just like, I forgot who I am now.
Then you look at Dana Brooke is responsible for us getting back the one of the greatest wrestling matches in women's wrestling history being rematched this Sunday. So go Dana Brooke.
And there was also an interesting tweet sent out tonight by one Miss Emma, who was apparently cleared to compete.
Oh, is she a Raw girl?
She is a Raw girl.
She will be.
I'm pretty sure anyway, because Emma and Dana, I'm pretty sure, were put on the same show.
Good. Nia Jax, Alicia Fox this Sunday on the kickoff show. Good to see that. I mean,
be interesting.
It should be interesting. I considering how they had kind of an unresolved finish, a great finish, but an unresolved finish with the barrier deal on their match last week. I think it was. So maybe we'll have a little bit more to that in the kickoff show this next week. Aside from that, everybody coming out to. I'm sad that Jericho's list about why McFoley sucks didn't look as long as the list of 1,001 holds.
Yeah, I mean, Jericho should have crowdsourced this thing. I would have given him a lot of reasons. that McFoley's not a good GM.
Yeah. So sadly. Or maybe for the best, that was before his problems with the Cruiserweight Classic announcements. But anyways,
can't quote Mark Twain properly on the list.
Gotta love the organization of we forgot to do a tag team match. 10 people, let's get it in. They're on a pay-per-view this Sunday.
That was a little awkward.
It was still a lot. There's a lot going on. It was the WWE RAW super long promo version of the indie wrestling I got to get my shit in.
Yeah, but I kind of wish that it was just like Enzo, Cass, and Sami Zayn versus Jericho and the Shining Stars. I think that would have been great.
I was trying to do the math halfway through. I'm like, wait. So we got these people over here. We got these. I don't wait.
Yeah, but that's why Jericho left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jericho left and called them all stupid idiots, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we have 10 people here. Teddy Long! Teddy, what do we do? Tag match, okay. Yeah, Teddy's got it.
You think they're like calling for advice in the meantime? They're like, we got like 10 people. We got to do something with them tonight. And then like there's a blue phone for SmackDown, and it's a direct line to Teddy Long. And
can we lift the bust to the head of Mike Adamle to reveal the blue?
Oh yeah, exactly. Because it's way left behind. All you do is pick up the handset and a voice on the other end, because it's waiting by the other end of the blue phone.
Of course,
it says "Holla holla, playa," and you say
"Tag team match."
Teddy, we got like 11 people that don't have anything to do. It's a tag team match, playa. It's like, but we have 11 people, 10-man tag player, but we have 11 people. One's got a trombone player, music player, and hangs up.
Sorg, you know,
and his music plays like from everywhere for some reason.
Sorg, you know what you call that? You call that the holophone. Anyway, yeah, it was an awkward segment.
I hope people are watching this show because we are coming up with some great stuff.
We are on the ball.
I don't know if the rest of the Mayhemers listen to it because they would like this. They would like this show. All right. Raw had, of course, best 7 series.
Hey, surprise! Sorg. It's evened up. Who could have predicted that? What?
Jeez.
I'm just so... all right, because Bobby FJ Town, I was still catching up on Raw. And I saw the best of 7 matches going on. I'm like, okay, good. That's a match I can fast forward.
There's this thing, like it's an unspoken rule, because I think like every best of X series goes to X, right?
Yes.
Except for NXT.
Yes.
Because NXT is the only place in the last 10 years I remember somebody winning 2 falls straight. And I think that was a revival against Enzo and Cass, wasn't it? On a takeover?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So that's the only place where they'll do something off the wall. Everybody else, it's booking 101 when it comes to an X out of X match.
But Bobby scared me.
Why?
Because a couple of weeks ago, I said that, oh yeah, they're gonna get back to 7, and then the 7th match is gonna be best 2 out of 3 falls, because that's what they always fucking do, because we haven't had enough matches of these guys. And Bobby tweeted that out, and I responded to him like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. He said, I am. So I was very glad. But then again, we have the pre-show.
Yeah, we have the pre-show to announce it.
And it is a Raw only pay-per-view. Gotta stretch that shit out. Just saying.
Yep.
Sorg, if it happens, I'm gonna be very upset.
This final match between them has to be the best match ever.
It has to have a stipulation.
The best of
like
seven,
an I Quit match.
It's who becomes the winner of the best of seven. Who's the best of seven?
But they've already had 7 matches.
I know.
Cesaro's already won.
I know. It is the most transparent. Let's stretch this shit out that I've ever seen. It's like back in the day when we had like Ziggler versus Kofi for the Intercontinental title so many times that like it was a best of 7 series, but nobody told us.
Nobody told them.
Yeah, all right. Well, I know you didn't watch the entire thing, but what is your feeling? How many hours of Raw were watchable tonight?
All right. Well, I'll tell you this, because I saw, I would say, a good solid hour and 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now, the amount of time I'm going to go back and rewatch, I'm going to put it as half hour.
Half hour?
Yep.
But you do have the I'm watching late curve.
Yes.
So I think we need to be, and you watch some of it and you skip through to.
Yeah, I watched the whole last hour.
Yeah.
I watched the whole last hour live.
It's like a half hour curve,
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch Sheamus Cesaro for the reasons stated. We get it again. And I'm probably not gonna watch Rusev versus Rollins because
actually Rusev versus Rollins was pretty good.
I'm sure it was, but I don't really need to see it because it doesn't really have any bearing.
If nothing else, because I think it's the first time I've noticed it, the Let's Go Rollins chants were strong tonight. It's like super babyface at this time.
Oh yeah, he's trying to be Stone Cold Seth Rollins.
A little bit, and I feel like Seth Rollins can be the asshole good guy better than Dean Ambrose is, and we'll see what happens here.
Because Seth Rollins actually has a personality. Yeah. Sorry. Listen to that interview with
Dean's good, but Dean's not like electric like Stone Cold was. You know what I mean?
All right. If we break this down, let's break it down. If you took the Shield as members of the Nation of Domination, okay, Seth Rollins would be The Rock, Roman Reigns would be Farouk, Dean Ambrose would be D'Lo Brown.
Oof.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with.
You're looking at the real deal now.
Whoop!
I would watch about 2.5 hours of this because I like steel cage matches.
Now, Sorg, if we can repeat things, I would watch that Cruiserweight match over and over again. So, I could get up to 3 hours, 30 minutes just by rewatching that.
We good. Hey guys, at Mad Mike 4883 on the Twitters. He does the midweek war. Some great stuff going on there, covering Lucha Underground, NXT, up until now the Cruiserweight Classic, and Impact. That's right.
Yay! Some Impact is okay. A lot of it is not. But some of it is okay.
It's like you're saying that like some day drinking is okay. A lot of day drinking is not.
No, day drinking is always okay, Sorg.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I'm at Sorgatron on the Twitters. You can check out, actually, if you go to our YouTube feed, currently youtube.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show, you can see the unedited, unfiltered, as in I haven't cleaned the audio yet, interview with comedian Matt Light that we are doing for the Indie Mayhem Show. The final version of that will be posted in all streams this Thursday. Matt Light is a great comedian that actually did the Stone Cold Stunner viral video to the manager of the Pittsburgh Improv, and he'll also be opening for Rob Van Dam, and Rob Van Dam coming to Pittsburgh as well for his comedy tour. If you want a shot at tickets for that, we'll be doing that as a first prize giveaway, as well as some other fabulous prizes at Looking for Group on, I believe that is October 7th, Friday, October 7th, and we're doing an N64 WWF No Mercy tournament to celebrate the new pay-per-view, or the new old pay-per-view, the return of the No Mercy pay-per-view. You can join us. We've got some great prizes as well. Some fun. We'll be streaming on Twitch TV. And I just confirmed that DJ Lunchbox, Papa Lunchbox, will be returning for the event.
Oh my God, Sorg, we need to take bets on who he's picking in the tournament.
He is going to be assisting me in commentating the tournament.
Oh, darn! I want, because I know DJ Lunchbox. He was going to fight as Gerald Briscoe, which is a thing you can do in WWE No Mercy.
What did we do when we did No Mercy at the Chikara Fanclave at King of Trios? Riz and I, when we were practicing, picked The Think and Earl Hebner.
Solid choices.
Yeah.
Solid choices. I always picked the cat. The cat.
The cat. Oh, but there's more to
in
that.
Her bubble wrap bikini outfit. Because
that
is a thing that is in that game.
See, I have not spent enough time with it to really unlock everybody. I didn't realize all this was in here.
Oh, Sorg.
I'm a WCW Revenge guy.
Sorg, I should send you my copy of WWE No Mercy. Back in the day, I made the entire alliance.
What, can't you pick that over to a memory card?
No.
Really? You can't move like those bits over?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a shame. Because I was hoping somebody could make all of us for selecting for the tournament. So looking forward to that. I know we have fans, we have wrestlers. I had like 2 people. I had fans and wrestlers coming up to me at IWC in Rural Valley this weekend, which is like an hour and a half out of town. Said that they really are insisting on being there. So I think it's going to be a pretty
and
fun time.
Sorg, for the people who say they're going to show up and don't, you know what you have for them? You have no mercy.
Oh
yeah!
Guys, it's the Raw Wrap-Up. Subscribe to us over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com and join us live.WrestlingMayhemShow.com Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on Twitter here in Pittsburgh in the Mayhem Studios. We'll see you guys next time. Keep it raw.